Hey ho everyone, Ginger Gargoyle here with the very last video from the cabin for 2018 because we are shutting down the cabin this coming weekend. We were supposed to do it last weekend, but my son really needed a little more work on learning to cook for his grandfather, my father-in-law. So, so I spent an extra week up here. Now, this is green, which is normally my how-to videos. This is not a how-to video. I was going to do this as a how-to video, and it just didn't work out that way. Okay, so I made a card, which is now stuck to my board. Okay, I called it So Sweet, and I used several things. Now, you can see that it's got kind of a shimmer to the lollipops. Okay, so here's what I used. Now the goal was to use things from the I Choose You package. Alright, I don't know if that package is still available or not, but I know these stamps are still available. And this is the I Choose You stamp set. Alright, and I used both of these stamps, both lollipops. Okay. Come on, focus. Okay, I used both lollipop stamps, and I placed them on, believe it or not, because I could not find my stamp block set. I must have sent it home. I used my cutting plate from, actually this is my do not cut plate, from my Sizzix machine. Okay, this one happens to be from Scrapbooking Made Simple. It's her pink glitter that actually kind of interfered with my being able to line it up, so I made a boo-boo on here, which I have covered up. And then I happened to have, because I couldn't find the right saying for this, I was looking for some sort of a pun that went with lollipop and couldn't find it. Lolly, sucker, that type of thing. Something that would be cute for my daughter, but I didn't like any of the ones that I had in the set. But I did have this old Sizzix die called So Sweet, and I think it's made for babies because it comes with this rattle, and then it comes with these paw prints, and that all cuts out at once. So here's part of the negative, alright, and that's the way that it cuts out. Okay, so you get all those things cut out at once. So while the confetti was nice, the baby rattles, really? What am I going to do with baby rattles? Although I suppose if I did it this way, oh no, because it cuts out there's a little innie that gets cut out too. If it weren't for that, yeah, you got hairy lime in the background, that's why you're hearing that stuff. Okay, but I suppose that could be a Christmas ornament. Pretty cool. Anyways, so I used that, alright. I cut this out actually 4 times because I was having, I'm not going to put this back on that. I'm going to put this cover down because that is really sticky still. This is still really, really sticky. So you'll just have to put up with the glare. I'm sorry. Okay, so what I did was, because I had accidentally sent home my little foam dots, but what I did was I did 3 layers. I cut 4. So I cut 3 of the blue, and I thought, no, I really want a shadow. So then I cut 1 of this blackish brown. Alright. And that paper came from the 8-inch cardstock pack, Friendship, which I picked up over at Paper Wishes. I do believe some of this is still available. Keep an eye on our $2 Tuesdays, because when I ordered these, I actually wound up getting a bunch because I thought it was just the one for, I think it was $2, and it was 2 for $2. So I ordered like 10 of them, so I wound up with 20 of them. Oh my gosh. But I'm finding ways of using it. So, oh, hang on, that's my husband. Need to know if we're feeding him. Okay, so What did I do? Oh, darn it. He's having issues again. Okay, so then I took and I stamped my things. What I did was I drew a line from this corner to this corner and from this corner to this corner, and I started in the middle. And that's where I made, or actually I think it was the second one I made my boo-boo. So I took and I did my lollipops. I lined up, let's see if I can show you here. I lined up this part between them on that line. Didn't realize I was making it a little bit crooked, but it turned out okay. Alright, and then just kept lining them up along there. And then I took a pencil and I marked where the top of the cutting plate was. I just went and drew a line. Alright, and then I started lining up the end of the stick and the lollipop head on that line, and I did that the rest of the way through. And then I flipped it this way and did it this way. Okay, because doing it the other direction this way I thought would be too rough, so I did it this way. Alright, and then to color my lollipops, I happen to still have, and I found them, and I was rather pleased, I found I still had these from Cosmic blah blah blah. Okay, these are the iridescent watercolor paints from Cosmic Creations. And if I remember correctly, this was the autumn colors. Okay, so this is the autumn sunrise. All right, set number 3. And I used, let's see if I can remember what colors I used. I used this one, and this one. No, I used this one, and one of the golds. I want to say it's this top one. Okay, so I used, come on, focus. I used the pastel lemon, the frosty scarlet. That doesn't sound right. I think some of these got mixed up. The Christmas red. I think those were the only ones that I used. Did I use ruby red? I may have used, I used 4 pinks or 4 red tones. I think I used all of these in this one, in the one gold. Because my original thought was, yeah, pop up unique or something like that. But I wanted it to be a unique thing because my daughter is very unique. And that just didn't work out. But, and then the ribbon I used, ta-da, I also got from Paper Wishes. I do not know if this is still available or not. This is the big 50-yard roll of the blue stripe, which I will show you in a moment. I was trying to get the item number for you. And that item number is totally wrong because their numbers always start with 400 or 410. Okay? And so I decided to use that. Which is why I went with the blue for the So Sweet. Because I really needed to bring some blue into this. And then this back sheet is not a yellow back sheet. It's actually a piece of white from this pack, which is an 8x8. So when I make a card front on this, it can only be 4 inches wide. So I cut this down. I wasn't even thinking. I cut it down to 3 3¾ by 5, I believe. And I was like, oh, that's not quite right. And so I made the background, and I cut the background to the right size. Okay, I cut that. I wound up cutting down the card, the back card, just a little, itty bitty, weedle, teeny, weeny, little bit. And I just used my distress paints, or my distress inks, and modeled the background. You know, you stamp the pad onto your plate or your plastic or whatever, and then you add some water to it, and then you kind of smush it around. But I liked it so much that I just could not bring myself to use that whole piece of paper for going in the background when just that little itty bitty little bit was going to show. So I cut off a half an inch all around the edges, and that way I've got this part left over, which I can use on another card. And it saves me some work in the future. And I don't even remember what colors I used. I want to say that I used squeezed lemonade. I want to say that I used some honey, but I don't think I used any of his honey. But yeah, they were all different types of the golds, and that's what I used for the background, and that was to help pop out the yellow suckers. So that's it for now, guys. Like I said, this is the last one for up here at the cabin for 2018. This may not go up until after I already get back to the cities. I'm not sure yet. I do have one more video that I need to post about the goodie bags that I made for my father-in-law. Another not a how-to. It's just a brag. So yeah, that's it, guys. The next time you will see me, I will be home at my house, and I'll be back on my own bed instead of the cabin bed. Okay, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.